Gilly. Oh, gilly.
What's going on, everybody? It is John Boy and Jake Radio, March 25th. MLB and NFL are devising their schedules to return when and if they return. Taylor Swift's been vindicated. A guy fucked a Dolphin for a full year. A lot of other stuff. Let's do it. All right. What's going on, everybody? My name is, you know our names. It's the fucking name of the show. Jake, how you doing?
I'm Jake. That's Germ Boy. I'm good, man. I'm good. It's a delightful Wednesday in Nueva York.
Nueva York.
Gray morning. Hiked over here again and then hopped on a train, so it's not like heroic at all. But
Was the weather nicer?
No. Weather was worse today than walk number one, and I think it's gonna get worse this week. I stand here in front of you. This is my presidential moment. The next 5 days are gonna be society's real test, because I think it's gonna rain in the Northeast, and I just think it's gonna be miserable. Like everyone's been inside for 7 days, 10 days, whatever it is. And now I think we're getting like the gray Northeast weather. So I guess this is for the Northeast.
Yeah.
But when that hits times this, like that's that's the perfect storm.
I'm going to go to my favorite website.
What's your favorite website again?
It's my favorite URL, weather.com.
It's a good URL.
Yeah.
No, can't beef with that.
No frills.
What do we do?
What do we do?
Weather.
Yeah.
Weather. It's like the name of this, like you said, the name of this podcast.
No need to introduce ourselves, you know.
Got it.
Jake's sitting next to me.
If you're
not
here.
watching, you're just listening. Majority of people just listen on the podcast app.
Sure.
It is live if anyone wants to watch live.
Live.
Okay, so Jake. Ooh, discount code from Urban Outfitters.
Ooh, huge.
It's Katie and all her tabs.
Tab life.
Thursday, which is tomorrow, 56 or 46, mostly sunny. How about that?
Nice.
Sunday, 81% humidity, 80% chance of rain. And same with Friday.
Yeah.
Rain in the morning. I'm going down the shore Friday night.
Friday night.
Saturday and Sunday in La Valette.
Gonna stay. Is your family back?
La Valette. Yeah, my mom and my dad are back.
Are you guys gonna be like careful?
About what?
The corona and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
It's good, yeah. I've been careful. I'm quarantined. They're going to come pick us up, drive down.
Okay. Nice.
Because they're bored.
Yeah.
Everyone's bored.
Everyone's bored.
And then, like, it's funny. Resort towns or seasonal towns, like
Sure.
people that own houses in La Valette, it's like this big to-do where technically, per the Facebook rules,
Yeah.
that's how those towns are run.
Right.
The mean people on Facebook
That run the
make all
town.
rules.
Yeah. Don't fuck with cats.
Katie and I are only allowed, like, people that are coming to visit that aren't full-time residents of shore towns
Right.
are supposed to come and stay for a full 14 days. We're not doing that.
Yeah, that's what that's where my question originated, because I think that's the big fear, because I think you cannot show signs of this stuff for like 14 days or whatever.
I thought it was 5.
No, it's 14. That's why they made it 14.
Oh.
So yeah, don't kill your relatives.
It's just my mom and my dad going to be there.
Yeah, those are the big ones.
They're good.
Those are the big ones.
Yesterday, hell of a day for me yesterday. So I woke up, we did the show. I was clearly still high from the pill I took.
Yes. Eyes look a lot better today.
I'm still really tired, but I also had a dry throat. And, you know, that's one of the symptoms. But the fever's
Right.
the big one. And
Yeah.
I've never had a fever.
Okay.
Ever. But also being tired's a big one.
Right.
So yesterday, I was so tired at like 5 o'clock, but I also ate like the biggest lunch
Sure.
one could eat. Like way too much food.
Yeah.
So I was getting a smidge like, okay, I'll keep an eye on this.
Right.
Woke up today, I feel great, just regular tired.
Yeah.
Throat feels great. Katie bought a humidifier because she said our apartment's just really dry at night, and my throat feels 100%. So I'm good.
That's good.
Had a scary day, though.
It's scary times still. Still scary times. Still scary times.
Still scary times. I don't have a sound drop for that.
We watched the same show last night. That is neat.
Barbaric.
A River Wild? No. You watched Joe Exotic.
As did you.
I watched like 15 minutes of it.
Oh, okay.
I tell you, I watched half of the first episode.
Oh, all right. I thought you said you watched the full first episode.
No.
Are you in? Sounds like no. It sounds like it's too popular for you.
No, I like that because I like being part of conversations that everyone's having.
Right?
Are people worshiping Joe Exotic, or are they?
No.
He's the bad guy, right? That's where I'm worried because I watched.
Well,
it and
no,
I was
that's
like, oh my god, this guy sucks.
That's kind of what this whole documentary is. It's picking out who's the worst of the three. So there's basically three bad guys.
They're all bad though.
Yes, but it's figuring out who's worse, and it's basically pushing different morals. And dude, basically the three of them each run their own cult.
Yeah,
and we've done a whole season on cults, so you're in on cults.
I'm in on it. I just saw it was getting a lot of hype, and I was wondering where that hype falls.
A bunch of people trapped inside looking for something to watch.
No. I know. Like where they camp, like what cult they're going to.
Right.
Because when Joe Exotic said it cost him so much money to feed all the lions, and then he said like it's Walmart meat and roadkill.
Right.
I'm not even a big animal guy, but I was like, I don't think I want to watch it.
Oh no, I am a big animal guy, and that's I mean you're just either over the mental animal hump of what's going on of tigers in cages, or you're not. I won't give too much away. I feel like probably by next week we'll both have seen it, and maybe we could do a full review. But yeah, no, I mean everyone pushes your different things. They're all cults. They all have weird lover stuff. And I mean they all keep tigers contained, and they just do it in different fashions. So it's wild. You can't believe that there's three of these people on Earth.
Yeah.
Like Joe Exotic, and this is a credit to him, his name is out there because he goes by Joe Exotic. Yeah. Otherwise, the other ones would be out there. And that's name. All Joe Exotic wants.
It's a good name.
It's a great name.
I want to watch it. I'll keep watching it. But Katie is not into it at all.
Right.
So that's tough to find times when we're quarantined in the same apartment with one TV.
Right.
So like I watched it on my laptop while I was editing.
Sure.
Maybe I'll do that again. Probably not. We watched the Meryl Streep movie last night. That is always on TV. Like It's always on like HBO or Stars. So I'd seen bits and pieces. River Wild with Kevin Bacon and Meryl Streep. But I'd never seen the full thing, and Katie said she was the same way. So we watched the full thing.
And?
It was all right. It was good.
My favorite Kevin Bacon movie?
All of them.
Probably a tie. Now that's marketing, people. Go Google those commercials.
I had something else I want to talk about. I kicked Katie's ass in Monopoly Deal.
Nice. Revenge.
Really redeemed myself. I changed my strategy from when I got my ass kicked, and we were playing.
I mean, has your whole strategy changed, or is it throwing a curveball?
No, I changed my game.
Your whole gameplay is different.
I was running one strategy, and it clearly didn't work.
Right.
I was saving up to just fucking.
Oh, you love doing the one time I played, that was you got the theatrics going, and you're like, boom.
Yeah.
Drop. You want to do one drop to end the game.
Yeah, give me $40 million. And it wasn't working.
Good.
Well, it works good when you play with
win
with four people.
If you win, it's good.
2-on-2. So I just was like,
1-on-1.
Nickel and diming her.
Right.
And kicked her ass. So she's probably going to want to play again. We'll play with my parents when we're down in the shore.
Probably play with your folks. Go back to your old tactic.
If it's 4 people, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was happy. We had a bet on the line. It was who got to lay down with their head on the other person's lap as we watched the movie.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's huge.
Damn, dude. That's tricky stuff. That's crazier than some Joe Exotic stuff.
Yeah, so I won. So I got to put my head on her lap, and she fondled my head as we watched the movie, which made my night great and her night not as great.
Damn.
No, she loves that shit. She started finding like dry skin. And she put
Bugs,
tea
yeah.
tree oil all over my hair, and then I smelled terrible all night.
Yeah.
Then she was like, I like kissed her goodnight, and she's like, "You smell like peach oil, gross." And I was like, "You put it on me.
Yeah, girls got to stop with the smells.
You put it on me."
Girls got to stop with the smells.
Oh, we both have girlfriends like the lavender at night, right?
The lavender's
The
ridiculous.
lavender smells so bad.
The lavender's so
I
bad.
don't understand how people like the smell of lavender.
And again, like I don't care about anything in this life. So, I mean, it got to the point where I was like, I mean, you're basically like, you're shooting me with a squirt gun. Like a very poorly,
Yeah.
oh, what was that? Just saw Pac-Man come across the screen.
It's me squirting the lavender.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like you're basically spraying me with a squirt gun filled with trash water, and we're supposed to go to sleep. And like I'm not gonna do anything, but come on. So she's obviously turned up the lavender, which I respect. I respect what's going on there, but
How does Noodle like the lavender?
hates it. Lets out a nice dog sneeze though, and Jess likes that. So it's kind of it's a lose for everyone who's not Jess. A good dog sneeze is good though. I get that.
Yeah, but not for the dog. So she's just like throwing allergies right in his face.
That's where good dog sneezes for the YouTubes. Yeah, no, she's mean. Just mean.
Anything else about your walk or anything you wanted?
I don't think so. Highlights of the walk today. So there's different areas you can enter the park. I entered like where the cars are supposed to go, and that was a huge mistake. Like my first quarter of the walk, instead of walking through beautiful Central Park, I was walking like on a crowded, broken sidewalk where all the cars are. And then I was like, "What are you doing, dude? Go in the park." So I did that. Light rain, and then hopped on the subway.
Did you walk on that walking path by the water?
Post-apocalyptic world.
Katie and
I need
did
more
that.
deets.
When Katie and I went to your side of town, and then we walked home.
Oh, the reservoir or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, right here.
I did it today. I went on the road, that giant white line next to it where you couldn't see the water at all. Yeah.
Just up there by the water, the Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis.
Jackie, I think it's supposed to be Jackie Onassis Kennedy. I guess Kennedy Onassis. It all works. Yeah, that's a really nice
That's
area.
a really pretty running track.
Yeah, all the water's still. You got all the buildings on it. No, I was on the road stepping in puddles with cars.
86th Street transverse. So if you want to find Jake in the morning, go hit him with your car.
And I stick out like a sore thumb. And you saw that when I entered today. And I had a moment. I think it was Monday. It was before I walked over here the first time. I was like, times are kind of dreary. The world's not an exciting place. There's no reason the fashion should turn down. You know, everyone's posting their thing like, oh, same pair of sweats. Didn't shower today.
Well, we have...
Same pair of sweats. I didn't shower today.
I showered this morning. Did you shower this
I
morning?
showered this morning.
Shower
pod.
I'm in
Rare.
I'm in shorts.
Yeah.
You're in sweat-ish.
Mac Weldon, sponsor. Ad.
We're talking about clothes. We can do it now. There's
Oh my God.
They're doing like a virtual Spirit Week because I guess this is
Okay.
Spirit Week at school.
I saw that in the title. I'm not acclimated with the story.
Today's pajama day.
It's not a phrase. So like kids are going to virtual school in pajamas.
I think it's for like adults who want to be like in
Oh, coping mechanism. Got it.
or maybe it's students. I think it's everyone. I think anyone who wants to partake is welcome.
No, it's hilarious, and this shows. Again, I'm on a big people forget how dumb you are when you're young. Is like there's kids out there that are so bummed they're missing their senior year Spirit Week, and it's like that. At the end of the day, that shouldn't leave a mark on anyone.
No.
Anyone.
Did you enjoy Spirit Week? Obviously, I didn't.
I mean, I had fun. I feel like I probably wore my soccer jersey or whatever, and I don't know. Like one day when we had the pep rally, like I definitely put paint on my face. I won the egg toss. It was the best week of my life.
So
I can't believe I'm missing it.
So yeah. So you can understand.
I don't know if it was the egg toss, but I just remembered the egg toss because I was wearing face paint, and I mean, special. There's no other way to label it.
When the office is back, should we have an egg toss in the back alley?
Yes. Yes.
Someone write that down.
We wanted to do that in spring training.
Oh, yeah.
We should. Yarborough and Meadows would have been great for it.
That's true. We forgot about that idea. An egg toss.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. Soft hands. Yeah, so Virtual Spirit Week. Today's Pajama Day. The other day was it's Wacky Wednesday.
So is it teachers and students, or what's going on here?
No idea, really.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure it out. I think it's teachers and students and kids. Like this lady is doing Wacky Wednesday. And then I saw another people doing Pajama Day.
It's a nice video of the lady dancing.
Yeah.
A first TikTok. I didn't download TikTok. I just stared at the download screen for a while.
Yeah.
I haven't clicked the get button.
What did you ever do like Twins Day in Spirit Week?
No, no one would want that.
No one want to be your twin?
No.
You could have done a fun one with you and like Kyle.
A tall. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
You're Danny DeVito.
Again, they still wouldn't want
He's
that.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
They wouldn't want that.
It's pretty good stuff.
Don't want to be labeled that way.
Okay. Well, Virtual Spirit Week's going on, so everyone do it.
Exciting.
Yeah. Do you want to talk sports?
I'm on a big oatmeal kick.
Oh.
Where are you at with oatmeal?
Katie got mad at me because I made my oatmeal wrong the other day.
Ooh. What'd you do?
I don't know, man. I just poured hot water and the oats into the bowl and then ate it eventually.
Oh, I had a fat boy development with oatmeal. That's why I'm a big oatmeal kick. Did you know you could pour the milk in first and then microwave it?
Milk and oatmeal?
Yeah.
I don't like milk. I never had a milk with my oatmeal.
So I was raised that you do water and oatmeal and then microwave it, or however you're cooking your oatmeal, but it's water and oatmeal.
Brown sugar?
No, I mean as the fake store packets from the store. I can't be trusted with anything.
See, I don't like those because they taste that fake sugar flavor.
Oh yeah,
grosses me out.
So I was raised, and you do water with those, and then you do. Then if you have milk, you put a splash of milk in there, stir it up, and the milk's like an accent. Mm-hmm. You can pour milk at the start and microwave it with the milk, and it makes it so much sweeter.
Are you doing no water?
So Fat Boy Jake has kicked in. Correct.
So you just milk and oatmeal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the directions. It's not like I made it up, but I was blown away the other day because it's not how I was raised.
Yeah, I've never done that either.
Yeah.
I get the instant oats, and then I put them in a bowl, and then I get the hot water from like our hot tea water machine thingy, and I put it in, and I put brown sugar in. Sometimes I do a little peanut butter powder because I love peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
And then I eat it. But I guess I cooked the oats all the way the other day, so Katie told me I was dumb, basically.
Tough.
Yeah.
Do you agree or disagree with her?
I don't know. It was kind of like, hey, I'm enjoying this, so
Right.
Like, come on now.
Sorry.
That's huge, though.
It's been big.
Be careful though, because you basically just made hot cereal, and we know.
I know, and that's the part that's weirding me out. So that's where I kind of landed today, because I did it, and I was so like childish and excited, where I was like, milk in the cereal first. What a devilish treat. And then today I was like, am I microwaving milk? Because that sounds gross.
Yeah, people drink warm milk to go to sleep. We had a babysitter that tried to make us drink warm milk to go to sleep. And me and Richie and Courtney were like, no, not going to do that.
Good on that.
And then babysitter, it's like old lady in Australia when we first moved there. She said we were rude because we wouldn't drink her milk.
I mean, both can be right.
Yeah, maybe
both can be right.
My mom was like, why would they want to drink warm milk?
Right.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
We're not a milk family anyway.
Not a milk fan.
Oatmeal's good, though, so I'm happy for you there.
Thank you.
Oh, huge. We have lunch today.
Nice.
So I ordered Indian food. I think I told you about this.
Oh, yeah.
So I ordered Indian food. Yesterday we talked about this. It was a whole ordeal. Last night we get a knock at the door, which is kind of spooky when you're on not the first, you're in an apartment building.
Right.
And no one should be knocking on our door. So like, who the fuck is that?
Our generation hates knocking. These times are multiplies for knocking.
I understand if you're like a house and people can walk up to your door and solicit, or that's a little, or like, the Mormons come by, something like that. When I lived in the house in California, people came to our door all the time trying to sell shit. This was weird. So I open it. It's the same Indian food delivery guys last night with the same order.
Love that.
I was like, is this the Truman Show? Is there a glitch?
What's happening?
Is there a glitch in the world right now?
Yeah. Simulation's broken.
It's like, we ordered that yesterday. We already ate it.
Right. We did this.
And he was like, oh, James? And I was like, Yeah,
for sure.
You're the same guy.
We've done this.
I'm the same guy.
If you don't know this, we are in trouble.
He was all out of sorts because I think he felt dumb and mad at whoever fucked up. So he's like, oh, she must have just looked at the wrong order. Same exact from yesterday. So I'm like, sorry, man. Like, we didn't order that. He's like, do you want it? And I was like, well, no. Like,
it's tricky.
Not real. Like, you can take it. And he's like, just take it. Just take it. Because I have another delivery. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So he hands it to me. So I'm holding this bag of Indian food. And then as he's walking, he like takes one step to walk away. And he turns back and goes, well, do you want to pay for it? And I was like, oh, no.
Like totally not.
No. So I like, no, take it. Like,
yeah.
I don't need it. And he was
if
like,
we're going to do this all night. No.
She was so defeated. He goes, you just take it.
Yeah.
Bye, James. It's like $50 worth of Indian food.
Nice.
So we have lunch today.
Huge.
And it's part of the reason why I ate so much yesterday, because samosas, I don't know if you know those.
Not sure.
Big fried ball of shit. One was beef, one was vegetables. So yesterday I had so much food it was disgusting how much I ate. I had 2 samosas, which is gross in itself. You'll see them.
Interested.
Then I had leftover meat from when I made those burgers, and I had 3 balls. So I had 3 burgers worth of meat, then 2 samosas. It was disgusting. And then I was like, that's why I was so tired.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't physically move.
Could be part of it.
Ate myself to comatose.
Ate myself to comatose.
Ate myself to
that
comatose.
old Dolly Parton song. Well, he ate himself to comatose. That was Dolly Parton and Bob Dylan.
You know, the story.
And they got into a car accident.
The story behind that song is that one time I just had so much food for Thanksgiving. We were sitting on the couch and I couldn't move. And that's how I wrote, I ate myself to comatose.
Ate myself to comatose.
I read the
Sports news is wildin'. How about Carolina Panthers release former MVP Cam Newton? I put a Cam Newton jersey on the Bear Bryant statue. So you know what I did? Cam is a free agent. It'll be interesting to see where he signs. And Jim, they're saying a lot of the musical chairs are already filled. We'll talk about musical chairs later. NFL is continuing to go through with the draft. I don't know. They're starting to get the first, like, hey, maybe we should cancel this.
Backlash?
In like actual sports media. So that's the first cue sign that something could happen. Who knows? The NFL has been fighting the good fight up until this point, and it's helping people kind of move on. In sad news, and where we started the day, Karl Anthony Towns' mother's in induced coma from corona, and that's where all this stuff gets really scary because there's going to be a lot more of these stories coming. Jeff Passan, a friend of ours, details the potential baseball comeback and timeline and what that could look like. Noah Syndergaard for the New York Mets. He gets Tommy John. That's a pretty brutal break for Mets fans during this time period. And, I mean, circling back on Cam Newton, I might mention some quarterback stuff in a minute.
Wow. What a job. Reading the news.
Did you ever see Nick's air get taken away from him when we walked in the bubble at Central?
Oh, yeah.
The best.
It's good.
It's the best.
It's good. I think of that every time I see the bubble in the Bronx.
The bubble, the bubble.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Hey, can you tell me about Cam?
What do you need to hear, Jim?
How many years were left? What was the money owed?
So football does fake contracts. So it kind of doesn't work like that. Every number you read on NFL contracts isn't the actual money. Like they have a certain amount guaranteed, and then it's basically a year-by-year contract. It's kind of messed up, but it's how the NFL works. And so that's why, like, when Kirk Cousins signed last year, I think his was the first, like, everything guaranteed contract. And it's like, whoa, NFL doesn't do that. We're kind of spoiled baseball fans. And NBA pretty much does that for the most part. But So this is the kind of crazy thing because since the season started moving, the NFL QB carousel has started. We've had some guys moving around, Nick Foles to the Bears. Like a lot of the seats are taken, and famous Jameis, your guy, led the league in passing yards last year.
Yeah.
Cam Newton, 2015 NFL MVP, and I think he's 30 years old. He's definitely been beat up, Jim. A lot of wear, a lot of tread on the tires, been treaded off.
Yeah, you can't fit a nickel in him.
Not a lot of tread on the he's untreaded.
The tires are worn down.
He's been treated. But, dude, so this is where it gets kind of fun.
They got flat tires.
We're probably going to have 4 NFL first-round picks, and, like, those are already starting to line themselves up. Like, the Bengals are going to take Burrow. You know, Chargers and Dolphins are looking at quarterbacks. And that's where things get crazy because Cam Newton, if he's healthy, he's still really good, and that's the fear factor. But apparently he got a physical, and everyone said he's good. Who knows what that actually looks like? And Jameis, like, can twirl it. He got LASIK surgery. I don't know if you've seen the Jameis Winston stuff. He used to always squint really hard on the field.
I remember seeing him do that.
He got LASIK surgery. So it's like, and he threw for the most yards last year. So it's like, there's still good stuff going on there that these guys are probably going to have to take backup roles. And we've seen that work in the NFL. Ryan Tannehill just got paid by the Titans after he took a backup role for Mariota, but it's going to be interesting to see if these guys take one. And it's also really tricky. So like my Denver Broncos, they got a guy, Drew Lock, Jim, out of Missouri.
Yeah.
Drew
I've heard that name.
Lock.
Drew Lock.
Dating a smoke. NFL quarterback. But so like in the Broncos want to see what he's got.
Yes.
But if you bring in like a Cam Newton or a Jameis Winston, the first sign of trouble, like Drew Lock's done.
Yeah, you're putting a lot of pressure on him.
Like if Cam Newton comes into a game for the Broncos and he's backing up Drew Lock, the second he comes in, like it's Cam Newton's job because he's going to be better than Drew Lock. So it's really weird. Like in NFL quarterbacks, normally the situation I feel for years, it's like, you know me, I've said this speech a lot. How are there only 15 guys that can play this position?
Yeah.
Was that the soundboard?
No.
That sounded like the soundboard playing an old clip of me.
It wasn't.
Is this the soundboard? Nothing I say should be important to anyone. Okay.
That was a sound.
That was the soundboard. Got it. So I don't know. It's just really interesting. Like the Jaguars have Gardner Minshew, your guy, and they probably want to see him. But that's the same situation. If either of those quarterbacks sign there, they would be the starting quarterback by game 3, basically. So I don't know.
Pats?
It's fun.
What about the Pats?
The Pats, Jim, are fun. So Bill Belichick hates bullshit, and Cam Newton is like the king of bullshit.
Yeah.
Outfits, you've seen his language he types in.
Clevenger, and I met Clevenger.
Right.
Clevenger's a cool dude. I should have asked him that. Like, dude, what's up with that fucking text you tweet in? I don't even get it.
My guy Chris Long had a good tweet about that. Let's see if I can get it up in front of you.
Chris Long.
I mean, it's not a good tweet, but
yeah, he doesn't.
50K responses. I have a podcast. So yeah, it's like, is Belichick gonna? Jameis Winston had the most interceptions in the NFL last year, but is Belichick gonna put up with that? Probably not. Cam Newton types in weird writing and he wears crazy outfits. Could Belichick get around that? Potentially.
Very Colin Cowherd of you.
Potentially. That part wasn't Cowherd of me. Because, like, again, if the guy plays football, you like that. But it's also a very different kind of style of football with Cam Newton, too, that would Belichick want to do that. And then the other rumor, Jim, is that Belichick wants to tank this year to get your guy, Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh.
Yeah, you like that?
I love that.
Right?
Did you see
Run it back for another 20 years?
Did you see what the NCAA just did to him? He's trying to raise money for
hate
Corona
them
victories.
so much, yeah. Victories.
They're awful.
Yeah. They reversed it. Like
They
got
did?
Yeah, which the NCAA never.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I almost kind of think they're.
I think they started like a new GoFundMe that was like legal through the NCAA that Trevor Lawrence and his girlfriend could do.
That the NCAA probably takes a cut.
I don't think they can take a cut, but they definitely needed their hands on it. But yeah, that's how the crazy times we're in, that the NCAA actually corrected a mistake. So that's good.
It took a pandemic.
Took a pandemic. Love
All right.
T-Law.
You did the Scam Newton quote wrong. Just to let you know.
I know. I started it off wrong.
Yeah.
And then I came around. And instead of adjusting it to be more wrong, I went back to the original.
Yeah.
So I'm a performer.
I saw where they put a Scam Newton jersey on the Bear Bryant statue. So you know what I did?
You know what I did?
It's good. It's all time.
It's an all-time. If you want to bring it up, I'm not going to fight you on
I mean,
it.
we're like 10 years removed from that, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's people that definitely don't know what that is, which sucks.
No way.
Because it maybe is the best call of all time.
Yeah, it really is. I think this is it.
Al is in Dadeville, Alabama. Hey, Al.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Well, thanks.
When Bear Bryant died, I was living in Texas, and I really didn't understand the Alabama-Auburn rivalry. But a good friend of mine that lived in Birmingham sent me a copy of the newspaper showing the Auburn students rolling Toomer's Corner celebrating Bryant's death.
Now stop. I even though I know what you just got through saying, and even though I know you're quoting from a newspaper, I just have the most difficult time ever believing that Auburn students rolled Toomer's Corner when the news broke that Coach Bryant died. Does anyone else remember that? I don't.
Do you want me to send you a copy of I still have a newspaper clipping.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of awkward here because I'm not doubting your truthfulness. I'm just, are you guys in the other room in as much shock as I am? That is just one of the most shocking things I've ever heard. I do not want to believe that is
Just
true.
wait.
Okay, let me finish my story.
Okay.
This year I was at the Iron Bowl.
There's no way that could be true.
Well, okay. This year I was at the Iron Bowl,
Okay.
and I saw where they put a Scam Newton jersey on Bear Bryant's statue.
Okay. I mean, again, that's 28 years later.
Okay. Well, let me tell you what I did. The weekend after the Iron Bowl, I went to Auburn, Alabama, because I live 30 miles away,
Sure.
and I poisoned the 2 Toomer's trees.
Okay. Well, that's fair.
I put Spike 80 DL in them.
Did they die?
Do what?
Did they die?
They're not dead yet, but
They will be?
they definitely will die.
Is that against the law to poison a tree?
Well, do you think I care?
No.
Okay, I really don't.
Okay.
Roll damn tide.
That's,
Let me tell you what I did.
I mean, that might be one of the best phone calls of all time.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of phone calls.
Oh, so many. Countless.
I bet someone could count.
How many phone calls?
Yeah. I mean, they track that shit, right?
Yeah, but I mean, we're going back. A lot of
It's a lot of phone. I'm not saying it's a few phone calls. How many phone calls?
I mean, Jake, it's got to be like 100 million.
How many phone calls are made a day? 6 billion cell phone calls a day. Okay.
When 100 million.
365 days a year.
All the way back to 1960.
And then you keep going back before that and like the invention of the phone call. I mean, you could get a number. And that's the best phone call of all time.
It's really good. I drove. I only lived 30 miles. So many details.
A lot of details in one phone call. Use details, people. I think that's what we're there.
That guy if anyone doesn't know the story, that guy got arrested and went to court.
Yeah.
It was Harvey Updike.
And I think they saved the trees, but I think like it took real
Yeah.
like tree conservatists.
Is that illegal?
Here's the
Do you
word.
think I care?
Do you think Feinbaum put it pretty quick? Nope. Nope. You gotta know your callers. That's good by Feinbaum.
You want to talk about Noah Syndergaard gets Tommy John. Our dude Carrig was all over it. That all 5 of them now.
Yeah.
DeGrom, Syndergaard, Matz, Wheeler, and Harvey have all had Tommy John surgery. The 5 for the Mets, which
You seen Harvey?
I don't know. That's not an indictment on like anything Mets. It's just
No.
kind of like good pitchers that throw hard sliders get Tommy John. A lot of people get Tommy John. I don't know. It sucks for the Mets though.
Yeah, and Mark Carrig tried to follow it up as quickly as he could with like, this isn't a Mets thing. Like, there's other organizations that easily have this many
Yankees
pitchers
have had
do
like
it.
5 players in the last 2 years get Tommy John.
So it's I mean, it's brutal. It's a sick part of the sport. I wonder if, because baseball has this weird way of leveling off, if if guys are going to try to do more stuff to prevent this. Because let's be honest, they're not. Everything right now is throw harder, spin rate, all of it. Like the Tommy John prevention stuff, what has there been?
I don't know. I'm waiting for that loopy curveball to come back.
That's what you're waiting for. So
Yeah. Hard slider leaves. Clark Schmidt ditched his slider, went
Loopy
to the
curve.
It's a power curve.
It's a power curve.
Power curve.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's a brutal break for Mets fans. Again, think about this when we're grasping at any straws we can sports wise. And if you're a Mets fan sitting at home, like, what the fuck? What? So yeah, and that man. So we were kind of high on the Mets this year. Their roster was really good, and then I was reading some articles yesterday that like all the simulations love the Mets because they had basically in every simulation the Mets were coming out as the 5th best team in baseball. And
Because they have a lot of talent.
and they had a lot of talent. The biggest problem is they're the Mets, and you got to shake some of that. And this Syndergaard injury hurts. If they were going to do special things this year, I mean, he was supposed to be a big part of that. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of a catch-22. Whenever this shortened season comes out, which we'll talk about, segue. We've been, in theory, the shortened season played to a team like the Mets. And it still does to a degree. But, I mean, again, every game Noah Syndergaard could have pitched would have counted for like 1.5 games maybe. So it's a brutal break for the Metropolitans. Always is.
You know the founder of Segway died by segwaying off a cliff?
I feel like I've heard that fun fact.
I don't know how fun it is, but it's interesting. I think they said it wasn't suicide.
I think the fact is fun. I don't think how it happened is fun.
Okay. Interesting. Reminded me of that cult we did on Laughs from the Past.
Yeah.
So
Check it out.
We have 2 things about plans. The NFL plans to maintain April draft schedule despite subcommittee pushback, blah, blah. MLB, Passon just tweeted out this whole thing about all the things the MLB is trying to do. And they want to just start the season June or July. And they're trying to do like 100, as close to 162 games as they can still. Seems like they're still a bit in, what are the phases of grief? They're still like, they're in that phase where they're bargaining. They're bargaining.
Snake phase.
Bargain phase.
That's what you did with your hands.
They're bargaining because it seems crazy. They say the players are willing to do up to 2 doubleheaders a week. That seems crazy. We had Kipnis on yesterday. That will be on an episode of Talking Baseball in the future. And what he laid down seemed kind of cool. He said, I think 1 doubleheader a week is going to happen.
Yeah.
Should be fun for players.
Feels like there's, however these negotiations are going down, I feel like 2 doubleheaders a week is the start and 1 doubleheader a week is the finish.
Yeah. Someone said my mic's not on.
Mikey?
Does it sound like it's on for you?
Mikey? I'm hearing it.
Okay. Well, then Passon goes on to say a lot of stuff, Jake.
Oh.
About, it was interesting. So it was like they're probably going to, a lot of people think they're going to start at the All-Star break.
Few people think that.
Yeah. Well, he said majority of something.
I don't think he said majority. I think he said the people he talked to.
Multiple officials.
Multiple officials, which again could mean a lot of things, but we do like and trust Jeff.
Yeah, specifically around the All-Star game in Los Angeles as a potential powerful way to kick off the season. That's kind of where I was saying, just do it there and they're saying they're not gonna need a full month of spring training. That's obvious to me. They're gonna shorten it.
Yeah.
People already think that the full 6 weeks of spring training is too long.
And that's where I think we're seeing like a lot of things in this. I think we can already see what's going to be negotiated down. And I think from what we've heard even in this article, things are still pleasant. And I think everyone's we're going to have to figure it out the best way. Like this isn't negotiations. This is figuring it out. And I think that's good. And I think it's going to stay that way because if you are the owner, or whoever it is that gets caught trying to negotiate during this time, you're the bad guy.
They're definitely negotiating right now.
I don't think so. Like, I think it's figuring it out. I think if you get caught trying to negotiate or trying to get something of power as one of the owners in this, it's going to be full egg on your face, like we just did with the NCAA and Trevor Lawrence. Like, I don't think
it's the owners. I think the Players Association is negotiating.
I think it's figuring it out. I don't think they're trying to beat each other like they will in the CBA. I think right now it's still trying to figure it out. And I think things that will come down, like we said, the 2 doubleheaders a week, it's tough to picture that. It would be a dream and a nightmare for us. It would be pretty wild. Like that spring training, we've already heard this before, and they've done this in the past. It's going to be 2 to 3 weeks. They've done that during the strike years. They've done that during the other times that they've had a shortened spring training. So it's going to be 2 to 3 weeks. I think 4 weeks is going to be out of the question. I think they'd rather add a roster spot or do what they're going to do than just do another 4 weeks of not playing games that matter. Like, that's just going to piss everyone off.
And then there's a whole thing about neutral sites. And they might even play regular season games at neutral sites.
Yeah.
Like regular season games in spring training, which would be, I don't know. My thing is for players, a lot of those spring training facilities suck.
Yeah.
So they may push back a little bit and like, well, if we're going to be nowhere, why don't we be nowhere where we want to be?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the whole thing gets into travel a little bit, and it gets into, like you're saying, I mean, are they going to be down in Florida? Do the guys want to be down there, Arizona? You know, because like what you're saying is right, and it would be cool if they were doing stuff at Yankee Stadium, but you know, are the other teams going to be able to travel there? That's the whole point of spring training, is you have everyone right there. So I don't know. I mean, there's still a lot to figure out. I think I think you and I probably stand on this. We're happy that this article is out now, because there was a chance in our heads that this article wasn't going to be out for another 4 weeks, and we'd be like, you know, what are you doing, baseball?
Yeah, I think the more and more they're just going to start hinting that it's the All-Star game break is when it starts.
Well, when you say the All-Star break is when it starts, do you have them playing an All-Star game, or like why?
No,
why does that become the date?
Because it's an easy halfway point of the season and start the schedule from there.
But it's kind of not, right? Like if they're talking about changing the schedule and everything, then why is it it's like you're making an arbitrary date matter for no reason.
I haven't seen them talk about changing the schedule.
Well, you just said they're trying to get in 162 games.
That's bullshit.
There you go. That's what I would like to say in this article. If they're going to say, "Hey, let's do the All-Star break and we're still going to play $162," none of that matters.
This is damage control. This is sprinkling the idea of not 162 games and starting at the All-Star break with a shortened season. Because if you think they're going to play 162 games starting in July or late June, that's crazy. I mean, It's just like have a brain. So what they're doing.
So you think there's zero chance of that?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think what they're doing is slowly sprinkling these little things. Like they say, all right, it's going to be 2 weeks. Okay, now it's going to be June. Okay, now it's going to be this. We're trying and we're hoping for 162. And then eventually they'll say, this is what it is. We tried and we hoped, like we told you.
Yeah, I think a little bit of that's fair, but I also think there's a lot of money on the table here, and a lot of other stuff going in with service time and everything else and all the issues that are around this.
Because this also says that they might still try to have fans unless the government and the health board say no. And it's like, they're going to say no.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Right. Well, we still don't know when, and that's the ever glooming thing over this, because you're absolutely right. It could be, you know, I mean, this could be really good news or really bad news to whoever's reading it. I mean, there's people that think baseball very much will not be played this year. There's people that think it could be back Memorial Day weekend. So it'll be interesting to see when it happens. I do think you're right. I think they're laying a little bit of groundwork. And it's a little bit of showing face that we're going to try our hardest and do our best. Then, yeah, you're right. The answer probably lies a little before that. But, dude, there's a lot of money on the table.
Yeah, it's not really up to them, though. It's like up to the government and the health concerns and all of that. Like the MLB can't just say, we're playing. they can't right now.
Right. And yeah, and that's what's going to be interesting, and that's going to be the next step of this process. In 2 weeks, you know, are there going to be the no more, what is it? Live in nannies, live in your own home.
Shelter in place.
Shelter in place. You know, are those going to be lifted? Is it going to be 2 more weeks of that? Is it going to be 4 more weeks of that? Is it going to be 6? Once those are lifted, what can MLB do? Are they going to allow these teams to get back together? So, you're right. A lot of it's out of their hands, but, you know, who knows when the government stuff lifts? It could be 2 weeks. It could be 4 weeks. It could be 4 months.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like, I think the Olympics thing has kind of gotten into people's heads now, but the bigger thing around that is
International.
Well, it's international, and the people can't train. Like, Michael Phelps went on Scott SVP Sports Center last night and was like, you don't get how cyclical these athletes are. They're wired completely different. And his biggest thing, like, Michael Phelps basically grabbed the camera and said, like, these people need to go and talk to mental health professionals, because you spend your whole life training for this. You are wired to perform on your event's date on, you know, if it's kicked off July 24th, you are setting your body up to be perfect for the July 30th race. And that these people, A, Olympic people kind of aren't mentally right anyways, and B, with this bomb, like, these people need to talk to folks.
I think that goes for a lot of athletes and a lot of everybody. Like, you know, 30% of the country is getting laid off.
Right.
So I think mental health should probably be an essential business right now. Get your hotlines going, get your phone calls and all that stuff. The other interesting thing before we move on from sports is that they mentioned a transaction freeze. So, like, when everything resumes, like, no signings, no nothing. We're just playing out the season. That's kind of cool. Trade deadline is also interesting. Where do they make the trade deadline?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they're going to have to incorporate that stuff at some point, but yeah, it'll be interesting to track.
Yeah. Yeah, I read this passing article as, like, laying the groundwork for, so it's not a big bam. This is what it is.
We'll see. A lot of good stuff in that passing article too.
You think so?
I mean, they're saying 162. Like, you know, that could be at face value to you. There could be 30 owners looking to get paid, which they are, that are going to try to squeeze in as many games as possible. And hey, maybe you're right. Maybe that 162 is complete bullshit. But, I mean, you're also ignoring the parts of the article you want to ignore. They're talking about playing games in November at neutral sites and shit like that. Shit you don't necessarily like. But they're really talking about that stuff.
It's still April and May are 2 months.
Right.
And they're saying late June. So now we have 2.5 months of games that they're going to cram into 1 extra month of playing in October. It just, I mean, I'm not a math guy.
Not a math guy.
It doesn't add up. You have like 60, 75 days that you're going to try and cram into 30 days.
A couple double headers along the way.
Still wouldn't
They're
get
trying
you
to
there.
figure it out.
Still wouldn't get you there. That would be, Again,
math
I won't do the math, but that math doesn't add up.
Not doing the math.
Let's move on to the news.
I read the news today, oh boy, and though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh.
Well, it's 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
The news. Jake, here's a fun story. A dog has sprained his tail from too much wagging because all of his favorite people in the world are constantly in the house, getting so excited. A Kentucky couple threw a fit over not being able to buy 552 cans of Mountain Dew at Kroger. A man had sex with a dolphin called Dolly for over a year and claims that the dolphin seduced him.
Yeah.
Jackson Brown got corona. Taylor Swift is vindicated when Kanye's full phone call gets released, and Kim Kardashian responds with some boring shit.
I read the news today, oh boy, and
A lot of news. Anything jump out? Anything
News.
jump out?
Chirping me, daddy.
The dog sprains his tail from wagging so much is good and bad. I mean, hope the dog's not hurt.
Yeah. I think it's a good news. I mean, a sprain, you could deal with that.
I knew a family that had 2 Labradors, and tail would always be bleeding because it wagged it so viciously. It was like a whip.
Just excited.
Yeah. But, I mean, you got to think dogs are so excited right now.
Dogs are our winner from this. They can't get the corona. And yeah, a lot of owners are home. And yeah, I mean, Noodle the Doodle dog, one of my roommates, he's getting walked more in New York City than he was in Denver, Colorado, which is really fucking dumb on face level, but it's also the world we're living in right now.
Yeah. You live right by the park, though, so you
by the park, and we're very happy with that decision. We were looking at some places not as close to the park, and yeah, we'd be semi-screwed without that. But yeah, man, Corona times. Good for dogs.
They took the dog to the vet. The vet said he's a sprained tail. Wonder what a sprained tail feels like.
I'm trying to think. Have I sprained anything?
I sprained my ankle like 3 times.
Right, ankles get sprained. Okay.
So that's why I'm trying to get how.
Again, I mean, there's a little limp. There's a little limp if you sprain your ankle, so he's probably got just like a little cringe when he's wagging. But he gets so excited he starts wagging again. I get it.
I don't understand.
I'm there.
Yeah, I'm interested how you detect a sprained tail. They have a video here.
Well, you sprain your ankle if you like roll it over, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. How do you sprain the tail?
So like if the tail goes too far, if it's getting too much whip, just like the ankle.
Trying to see. I have a video here of the tail.
Dashend.
It's it looks like kind of a dead tail.
Yeah, he doesn't want to whip it anymore.
That was weird. We saw one of those. Katie likes those dogs.
Dashend.
Wiener dog?
Wiener dog. Dashend.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah. It's a lot of show.
Did you see this? I didn't read this article about the Kentucky that threw a fit over not being able to buy 552 cans of Mountain Dew at Kroger. But like the picture alone made me just so not want to watch or be part of this story at all. Picture the people that would try to buy this much Mountain Dew.
You're there.
You're there. You have them in your head.
It would be on Tiger King.
They get really loud and do a freak out, and it's like, come on, dude. The Mountain Dew stuff is weird. We talked to someone who worked at the Mountain Dew, and we asked about like the cult of people that love it. He was like, yeah, man, it's crazy. People make wedding suits out of Mountain Dew logos, and they make like, prom dresses out of Mountain Dew. It's so weird how a soda can turn into a cult.
Everything can, man.
I know, but like Pepsi and Dr. Pepper don't have that.
I think they do. It's just not as prominent. Like Mountain Dew, for some reason, does have it stronger. Maybe it's the color. Maybe it's what's in the dew. Like, there's some gnarly Pepsi folk out there too. But I mean, there's people that are like addicted to goldfish. Like, name something and it's there.
Do you think that Mountain Dew struggles with this? Because like
they did it first.
Their brand,
they did it first,
has become a joke of sorts.
Yes,
Axe body spray had this.
I'm sticking by it. Yeah, but Axe body spray, I mean, like it's still going, but that was a thing of its time. Like people thought it was cool and new and futuristic, and then everyone realized, oh no, just kind of gross. Mountain Dew's always kind of cruised around at gross. But yeah, I mean, there's some control on it. Like you don't want those people to be the face of Mountain Dew, but you do appreciate them. I know one of the companies we worked with, they said they kind of labeled their demographics in an interesting way. And it's like, hey, those people still buy a shit ton of stuff. They might be your number one demo.
Yeah.
So you just have to not offend them.
Yeah. Have you heard the Axe body spray stuff? It's interesting.
Let's hear it.
Like their commercials were to like nerdy guys who don't get laid.
Right.
And then in the commercial, they would spray themselves with Axe, and then the girls would flock to them. And then what happened was the wrong effect happened. They became associated with nerdy dudes who don't get laid.
Right.
Who want to get laid.
Right.
And not associated with dudes who get laid.
Yeah.
And like they had to like revamp and re-strategize. Because like, oh shit, that didn't work. And it's true. Axe body spray is gross.
So there was some male body shaming there. Nerds can't get laid
from Axe.
Wow. Fucked up, Axe.
Yeah. Axe body spray is good for masking the spray of shit when you're in a college dorm room. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what Taylor Glenn would use it for in our apartment. So that's like what it smells like to me. When I smell someone with axe, it reminds me of my college dorm room.
Yeah, and timing's important on that too, because I mean, I think it came out mid to late high school for us.
I would say early 2000s.
Maybe early high school. Yeah, because we did a soccer camp where we almost killed a kid.
Well, it says 1983, but that's not.
Yeah,
like,
okay, axe.
Big.
We at a soccer camp, a kid was sleeping in his room, and we what we did was we taped down like a bunch of the Axe spray bottles, and we taped them down so they kept spraying.
Oh.
And we put a bunch in there. It was kind of like a grenade, and the kid woke up and was like, again, you're young, you're dumb. It's a genius idea at the time.
Here's a whole article that Vox did on the evolution of Axe marketing. Started in the
Young Charlize Theron.
Yeah, in an Axe ad in 1995. Strictly for Men, the Axe Effect. Yeah.
I feel like I remember that mannequin commercial.
2003?
2003.
For sure.
Called Axe. Spray it like this to stay fresh all day. Hi. Roger, we were just talking.
It's a good commercial.
It's good. She punched a dummy, or he came in and punched
Boyfriend came in, punched a mannequin.
I have a mannequin.
Yes.
Man had sex with a dolphin called Dolly for a year. Says the dolphin seduced him.
Yeah.
Not a clickable link, so I'm going to copy paste in Google.
Let me see what you get, because I feel like we've done some man-dolphin sex stuff before.
I'm interested. Were they in the open ocean? Because then, yeah, it feels like the dolphin did kind of seduce him. You know, it's not like
for a year, you think this man and this dolphin met up in the ocean and had dates is what you're currently thinking is a possibility.
Not thinking. I'm saying if that's the case,
okay,
all's fair. It's clearly consensual.
I'm sure 68-year-old Malcolm
Brenner is a self-confessed zoophile who claims he had an affair with a dolphin called Dolly after she seduced him. Now 68, Malcolm was still a student when he embarked on the relationship with the bottlenose dolphin in the 1970s. He has written a novel, Wet Goddess, which tells the story of a young man who has a sexual relationship with the dolphin, Ruby, while he's working at a theme park.
Autobiographical?
There's him.
He looks great there.
He does. Malcolm claims to have been in his early 20s when he started his relationship with Dolly. He was a keen photographer and was allowed to take pictures in the pool at a former theme park in Sarasota, Florida, where he lived. The student was allowed to swim with the dolphins and soon formed a close bond with Dolly. He said, I was given free access to the dolphins, and I became friends with her by going swimming with her. She was very special. Malcolm claims Dolly announced her intentions towards him by positioning herself so he was rubbing up against her.
I don't know.
At first, I discouraged her. I wasn't interested.
Yeah, wasn't interested in that dolphin.
Sex.
I'm sorry, Dolly. This just won't work.
After some time, I thought, if this was a woman, who would I come up with these rationalizations and excuses? But then he insists Dolly became more and more aggressive in pursuit of him.
I mean, what's that mean? The dolphin's bumping into you?
Yeah.
Like, is Dolly dragging you underwater till you almost drown to
Just
hook up?
rubbing up on his dick like dolphins do. I found that extraordinarily erotic. It's like being with a tiger or a bear.
Have you done that?
I don't know. Like, what is the sex like? You know what I mean? Like, I need actual physical details.
I mean, the first line in this article was he's an open zoophile, which means he has sex with zoo animals. Like, that's not cool. Like, that's opening up and starting the article with like, well, I do admit I'm a pedophile. So here's the love story I had. It's like, no, dude, that's not how this works.
I need to know exactly. Did he insert to the... Yeah, person who is sexually attracted to animals.
Not cool.
Zoophile.
Not cool. Not cool. Article should stop there.
You've never seen a snake you wanted to put up your butt?
I didn't say that, but I wouldn't say I'm a zoophile.
I'm not a zoophile.
Nah, I don't like snakes.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, how does the sex even work? I'm out on that story. I don't get it.
I think everyone pictures the dolphin blowhole stuff, but I think
I did not. Ooh,
I
sounds
think
like you would suffocate the dolphin.
I think they have a lady area, and I assume that's where he's going.
What if you just like rubbed up on the side of the dolphin and then like came in 2 seconds?
Still not cool, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of funny.
It's a little funny. I mean, that's
Funny in the fact that he's like, yeah, we had a sexy relationship.
just like Sheriff.
And then it was like just him being a creep. He's a creep either way.
Were you there for Sheriff?
Who's Sheriff? No.
I think he was the kid a grade below us, who when he came to Pomperog, and it was like you're scouting out the freshmen. You're like, who's here? Oh, yeah, that kid. Okay. And then there's some kid they called Sheriff. We're like, all right, who's Sheriff?
It's a cool name.
You know, he at a school dance, he shot his wad from grinding with a girl. So they call him Sheriff, quickest shot in town.
Is that real?
Yeah.
That's badass. That's something you'd write in a movie.
Right? Not badass for Sheriff, but
He got his jollies off.
yeah, it's a good day for Sheriff. I think he had a girlfriend at the time, so it was like kind of cool. He might have dated that girl, so that could have been a win. Net. Still, it sticks with you for life. I'm telling the story.
I think it's awesome.
The story, yes.
The origin of the nickname.
Yeah, not Sheriff himself.
I'm not gonna.
I mean,
I'm
no,
not gonna
we're
fault
not
him.
going to shame him, but you wouldn't like being called Sheriff because you prematurely ejaculated at a school function.
No,
No.
but I'd like calling him that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then people ask, like, let me tell you.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Leave a review, by the way, and put Sheriff, quickest shot in the West. That's good information.
Yeah. You care about this Taylor Swift story at all?
Not really. I think the details I got from it was, the Kardashians leaked this, and it happened to be the day their new season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians started. So I mean, it's tough to link any of that.
But it helps Taylor Swift out.
Oh yeah, I mean it's all media, and it all gets people talking, and it's drugs for people that are into that, and that's fine. Like the Jeff Passan article for us is drugs this morning because we like baseball. This is drugs for pop culture people.
I'm happy for Taylor Swift.
Good.
She gets vindicated.
Vindicated. I am Taylor. I am Swift. I'm tall and blonde. Yes, I am. I started singing from country, and now I'm terrible.
You don't like her?
She's all right. I've got no beef with Taylor Swift. I mean, I haven't. When's the last Taylor Swift hit?
The one that she did recently with the fun music video.
Go on.
I don't know the name of it, but
That's what I'm saying. Like Taylor Swift, she used to bump, and maybe it's a me thing. Like feeling 22, like that. I think I kind of know the new one you're talking about, but that didn't bump like Taylor Swift used to bump.
yeah, but the music video is awesome.
Right. She makes great music videos. I mean, she had that all girl cast one. That was pretty dope.
This is the one with your guys from Queer Eye.
Love them.
It does not come up. Yeah, the message of the song is cool, but you need to calm down. The song's not good. Now we just got copyright claimed.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to play it. Anyway, if you don't know the story, Kanye called her a bitch in the song. She was like, I didn't like that. He was like, well, I asked you if I could do it. And then Kim Kardashian Snapchatted just shots of the phone call to
Right.
make it look like she did say it was okay.
Yeah.
And then the full phone call just got released, and clearly Taylor Swift had no idea he was going to call her a bitch. And, dude, Kanye, no, not breaking any news here,
I mean, this is both their publicist teams.
no,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I don't think so because I'm an expert because I watched a documentary on Taylor Swift.
Right.
And this makes, maybe it's Kim's publicist team for sure. So Kanye called her. Listen to this. This grinded my gears. Called her and said he was writing a song about her where it was like, I think she owes me sex. He's like, it would be cool. Can you tweet out my song?
Sure.
Which blew me away
Yeah.
that Kanye would stoop to that level of asking someone else to tweet out his stuff.
Everyone's a puppet.
That's embarrassing. If you're a Kanye West fan, you should be embarrassed that he has called Taylor Swift to ask her to tweet out his song. That's like as lame as it fucking gets. And Taylor was like, no, I don't think my audience would understand why I would do that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, dude. Makes sense. I get mad when people ask me to DM me like, hey, can you retweet my tweet? I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Makes me not like you anymore. I couldn't imagine like an actual, dude's a billionaire.
Yeah. We're all marionettes.
Team Taylor on this one. On
Yeah,
this
I don't know.
specific
Like,
one.
I'm looking at the Taylor Swift songs, and I mean, and again, maybe it's a me thing. But I mean, her 1989 album, that had some jumpers, but that was 2014. You know?
Well, she took a long hiatus because everyone started hating her.
Well, and again, that sounds like a her thing.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I don't care. Anyway, she got redeemed. And Kanye on the phone call, he's just weird, man.
Yeah, weird guy.
Like,
Weird as they come.
I don't understand how people have conversations with him every day. Blows my mind.
Do you think he turns it off at all?
This was like a behind-the-scenes phone call, so he was being like...
Behind-the-scenes recorded phone call.
No, Jake. This wasn't like weird, like, oh, he's an artist, he's weird. This was like, he's a shy, awkward Asperger's person.
It's all a show, man.
No, this what I wish you would have watched it. It wasn't a show. This was like very like behind the scenes and kind of just fucking socially inept. Like, he's not doing that as a show because it's not an interesting look for him.
Here we are talking about
It's
it.
a very bad look.
Kanye doesn't care about looking good. When's the last time Kanye cared about looking good?
All the time. He like beats up paparazzi if they take a picture of him in an outfit he doesn't like.
Exactly. Exactly.
He sucks.
Bing. Agree.
I think that's all. We got bet of the day. What's your last bet, dude?
I don't know how to find the games I'm betting on after they happen.
So we'll just say that you are now.
So I think it's another winner.
No.
What do we know what I bet yesterday?
Day, it's the bet of the day.
Was it a
bet
ping
of
pong?
the day. Bet of the day.
Bet of the day. Bet of the day. Jakey. He is 1-2 since his return.
We don't know that.
We are searching for the bet.
We don't
from
know that I'm
yesterday.
1-2. It's a guess.
Per my brain.
Right, per your brain. I'm 2-1, so I'm doing all right.
Nope.
Yep, that's per my brain.
And you bet ping pong yesterday?
Yes. Wasn't it Sergey?
Oh, I bet.
You searched it. It wasn't Sergey Vakar, was it?
No.
No.
We couldn't find an image of the guy.
It was tough. We couldn't find him. I mean, can't you like search your computer because you search his name and the opponent's name?
Yeah, but do you know how many things I search in a day?
Right. But
Like 300.
that's a you thing.
Well, I'm just saying I'm not going to be able to find this.
I mean, it's still on your computer.
All right, fill time while I search.
I'll fill time while you search, and I'll talk about today's bet of the day. And I'm hot in table tennis. I'm assuming I won this. So I'm going to keep it rolling. The match that's just jumping off to me, I mean, it's a coin toss.
Balakin. Dmitry Balakin.
Dmitry Balakin, who was the other guy?
Igor Zemet.
So let's review yesterday's. Dmitry Balakin. Are we spelling that?
Dmitry Balakin.
Balakin, Igor Semet.
Yeah, so it looks like Igor won.
Oh, huge.
So I win.
I win.
No, you bet on Dmitry.
I had Igor.
You did not.
What are you talking about?
You bet on Dmitry. Because
Where are you saying that?
Dimitri's the one who comes up with this dude. You bet on Dmitry. I bet on Igor. Yeah.
I mean, we'll check the tapes on that.
It was a bloodbath, too.
I mean, it was a clean sweep, and it should have been.
Igor got him 3-0.
And that's why I got the win on that.
But you bet Dmitry.
Today's match between Sarkis Mokazazian and Sergey Morozov.
Ping pong again?
Hoo-wee.
We doing ping pong again?
It's tough to picture this not going 3 sets. Oh, yeah, ping pong. I'm hot on ping pong. I got yesterday's bet.
You got yesterday's bet wrong.
Well, we're not sure.
Sergei Makov. Hey, there's actually...
It's Sergei Morozov and Sarkis Mikoisian.
Sergei Morozov. Ooh.
Hmm.
Interesting Google search.
I don't think these are real.
I
don't think these are real.
I think it's ping pong or something.
I don't think it's E. I just think it's Russia fucking with us. I think this is Russia's way of keeping their casinos open. They're just like, hey, let's make up some fake. Oh, yeah, the Americans will believe we play table tennis. Jake's probably going to take, I'm taking Sarkis. Miclosian. Miclosian.
Okay. This is tough, you know?
Yeah.
What are you taking?
Sarkis Miclosian.
And you're official on that.
I'm official.
You know what?
I'm hot right now.
Jake is stupid, but he's smart.
It's a winning bet.
Sure, you got yesterday's wrong and the one before that and the one before that. And
we
you're
can't
currently
confirm that at all.
1-4.
Nope.
1-3.
We don't know that. Again, you're giving yourself a win on the day that we genuinely don't know a result, but you fully convinced yourself that you won and I lost.
Well,
with no information.
All right, well, we're
with
positive
no
that you're one, and
I'm pretty sure I lost yesterday's, but I'd still like to check the tape on it because I have no idea which one I picked.
You 100% lost yesterday's, and you only...
Not 100%.
Yeah, so how many bets have we done?
You could have picked the other one.
This is the 5th bet.
Right.
So you're 1-3. You're 1-2 with an unknown.
Yes.
I'm 2-1 with an unknown.
Ish.
BBD,
I've got 2 unknowns. I'm
telling you that you bet Dimitri yesterday.
I'm telling you that I don't remember that, so I need to see it from somebody else that listens to yesterday's episode.
BBD. Get on it.
Get on it, dude. What are you doing?
What are you doing all the time?
You're late about it.
And I agree with you today that,
free money.
Did you say it again so BBD can write it down?
Sarkis Miclosian.
We're taking Sarkis.
And he's playing Sergei Morozov. And same initials. I think that comes into play here.
Yeah.
And it's a pick 'em. Yesterday you did get lesser odds. And I was trying to get big money for the people.
These guys grew up together, Sergei and Sarkis.
They've played.
Yeah.
They've played and they play and they play. So I don't know. I like to see Sarkis when he hits.
Thanks for listening to the show. We appreciate it. It's the end of the show now. Goodbye.